Hello, Americans. I'm Ronald Reagan. Stand by for some exciting political commentary. Now, I have more than a few things to say about El Supremo, our president, the man who is not a Mexican, Big Daddy Obama's decision to invoke executive privilege on documents necessary for the investigation of the gun-running fiasco better known as Fast and Furious. In case you don't know what Fast and Furious is, briefly, this is it. This is what Obama's Justice Department, headed up by none other than Eric Green Card Holder's idea to sell about 3,000 to 4,000 semi-automatic weapons to the damn Mexican drug cartel and walk them back to find out who is buying these guns in order to fight the war on drugs. That's what the official explanation is. As far as I am concerned, this is El Supremo's attempt to basically flood the Mexican drug cartel with weapons from this country, have them used in the commit of heinous crimes, and then go running around screaming and yelling about how we need more gun regulations, another step by the commissars and the left-wing communists and socialists to curb Second Amendment rights and basically take your guns away from them. And that is exactly right. Now remember, these are AFRO-Lenninists running this country. That's exactly right. Leftists, communists, socialists. And remember, they can't get anything that they want as far as usurping power goes if there is a well-armed and maintained militia of citizen soldiers that could be called up in a moment's notice that would happen to have guns to protect themselves from the tyranny of the government. Now I ask you this, you Hispanics. Now, you just saw the other day where it was your hero basically trampling on the Constitution, giving you some sort of backdoor amnesty as far as deporting illegals under the age of 30. And you were cheering his name. And now all of a sudden, 2 or 3 days later, here he is caught in the middle of this big gun running scandal. Now, how do you feel about that, being of the Hispanic descent? Now, here's Big Daddy Obama, El Supremo, selling all these guns to the Mexican drug cartel, and these guns are used in the commission of crimes and actually killed one of our Border Patrol agents. But now, how many people of Hispanic descent do you think have been killed by all these 3,000 to 4,000, if not more, semi-automatic weapons that El Supremo sold to the Mexican drug cartel? I think that it would be a lot more than one. But one on our side, being that he's a law enforcement officer, is too much. But God knows how many undocumented cases there are. We just know of the one, Brian Terry, God rest his soul. But how many Hispanics have been gunned down by these automatic weapons that Big Daddy Obama, the man who is not a Mexican, provided him? You people need to wise up. This guy is not your friend, I can assure you. He uses you, but he is not your friend. If he really, really was concerned about the well-being of Hispanics, why would he sell them all those semi-automatic weapons? In order to basically take away our Second Amendment rights. That's all there is to it. And that's why I am here today, because nobody else is going to tell you just what I did, meaning you Hispanics. I guarantee you this whole thing was nothing more than an AFRO-Leninist communist plot to take away our guns. It's just that simple. And the sad fact of it is, in this botched attempt, how many Hispanics have been killed by these guns? You people should be screaming from the rooftops at this guy for doing something stupid like this. And now, when the wind of this breaks out and there's all these hearings about it, he decides to invoke executive privilege so we can't see documents that may very well link him to this big gun-running scandal. Why else would he do this? What is it that's in those documents that he doesn't want us to see? Now remember, just to point out the hypocrisy of these people, these were the same people that when the Valerie Plame leak was made public, and it was all Bob Novak and Dick Cheney and all these people in the Bush administration that were doing things that the leftists didn't want done, then they were the first ones to say that we should not have the ability to invoke executive privilege the way that George W. Bush did. In fact, Obama himself argued against the use of executive privilege. Then, 3-4 years later, he turns around and does the exact same thing that he was criticizing Bush for. Absolutely incredible. But I am here to tell you this right now. There is something in those documents that he doesn't want us to see, and that's why he's invoking executive privilege. Do you think it's possible that maybe in those documents that there's something that says that he actually was all down on this thing because he figured if he could somehow, some way curtail Second Amendment rights, it would make it a lot easier for him if he decided to really go overboard and try and take over the country? So, you think about that for a while. Is that how things are supposed to work in this country? I don't think so, but that's what he did. Now remember, this is the same Justice Department that just basically threw out the voter intimidation charges against the new Black Panther Party. You remember that? When the new Black Panther Party was in polling places in Philadelphia with clubs turning away people of white skin color because they were afraid that those people might vote for Bush or vote for McCain and not vote for Obama. They were turned away from the polls. And Bush brought federal voter intimidation charges against them. And what happens? When Obama and his AFRO-Lenninists take power, they just dismiss the charges against the damn new Black Panther Party. Don't you think that's a little bit disturbing? In other words, what we have here is a damn AFRO-Lenninist that is picking and choosing where he applies the Constitution. He's all for the Constitution when it comes to Jan Brewer and Arizona's immigration laws, but he tramples on the Constitution as far as immigration reform goes, and he's trampling on it right here, right now, by abusing executive privilege. This guy is a threat to our freedom and your freedom, you Hispanics, because I guarantee you this, he's not done here. He will do anything he can to get his ass reelected, including covering up information that may implicate him in the deaths of thousands of Hispanics with semi-automatic weapons that his Justice Department provided. Wise up! Until next time, this is your favorite conservative, Ronald Reagan, saying this to you right now. If he does not turn over the documents required by him by these House hearings, then by God, he should be brought up on investigation. He should be forced to answer questions as to why he doesn't want those documents seen by the public. And if that doesn't work, then the next step is to impeach that son of a bitch, because I'm telling you this right now, this guy is trampling on our constitutional rights all over the place, and it's time that the Republicans got some backbone, and to hell with the election, and do the right thing, and stand up for our Constitution before this damn AFRO-Lenninist seizes power and ends freedom for everybody in this country, including you damn Hispanics. Until next time, I say this, no, over and out.